Skeptics Review, the Bible, by John Smith. Exodus, chapter 22. I'm assuming Moses is still standing up on the mountain, and God continues with yet more laws. If someone steals a cow or a sheep and kills it or sells it, he must pay 5 cows for 1 cow and 4 sheep for 1 sheep. He must pay for what he stole. If he owns nothing, he's a slave. If a thief is caught breaking into a house at night and is killed, the one who killed him is not guilty of murder. But if it happens during the day, he is guilty of murder. If someone starts a fire in his own field and it spreads through the weeds to someone else's field, then the first person is responsible to pay the damage. If anyone agrees to keep someone else's money or other valuables for him, and they are stolen from his house, the thief, if found, shall repay double. But if the thief is not found, the one who is keeping the valuables is to be brought to the place of worship, and there he must take an oath, and someone must cup his twins, that he has not stolen the other one's property. In every case of dispute about property, loot, or bling, or cattle or donkeys, the 2 people claiming the property shall be taken to the place of worship, and Lord Yahweh will take time out of his busy schedule to decide who has to pay double to the other one. Lord Yahweh will do this in every case or dispute about cattle, donkeys, sheep, and clothing. He will take time out of his busy schedule to decide who's guilty and who should pay double to the other person. Because when you're God, you can multitask and micromanage all you want. So micromanaging God continues about cattle, sheep, and donkeys. If anyone agrees to keep someone else's donkey, cow, or sheep, and they die, or injured, or are carried off in a raid, and if there was no witness, the man must go to the place of worship and take an oath and have someone else cup his twins, that he hasn't stolen the other man's animal. If the borrowed animal was stolen or eaten by wild animals, it's still the man's responsibility to pay the original owner. Are these the 10 bovine commandments? So if you borrow an animal and it dies or is injured and the owner is not present, you have to pay for it, but if he is present, you don't. Okay, so God finally stops talking about cows for a minute. He moves on to virgins instead. If a man seduces a virgin who is not engaged, he must pay the bride price for her and marry her. But if her father refuses to let him marry her, he must pay the father a sum of money equal to the bride price for a virgin. Then God reveals that he's not a Harry Potter fan because he tells you to put to death any woman who practices magic. Sorry, Hermione. This would be the I will not suffer a witch to live commandment. Also, you should put to death any man who has sexual relations with an animal. Remember this dude from Sodom? And you should also condemn to death anyone who offers sacrifices to any other god except me, Lord Yahweh. Do not mistreat or oppress a foreigner. Remember, you were foreigners once in Egypt. Do not mistreat any widows or orphans. If you do, I, Lord Yahweh, will be angry and kill you for it. You really don't want to see me when I'm angry. If you lend money to any of my people who are poor, do not act like a moneylender and require them to pay interest. If you take someone's cloak as a pledge that he will pay you back, you must give it back to him before the sun sets, because it is the only covering he has to keep him warm. What else will he sleep in? Wow, thanks God. Do not speak evil of God, and do not curse a leader of your people. And give me your firstborn sons. Give me the firstborn of your cattle and sheep as well. But you can let them stay with their mother for 7 days, but on the 8th day they're mine. You must not eat the meat of any animal that has been killed by wild animals. Instead, give it to the dogs.